Alright, my besties. Gigi coming at you with another fantasy fiction Friday. Alright, I'll give it to you straight. I need your help. I need some constructive feedback because I'm working on this chapter on my revision of the nature of forces, and I'm struggling. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the prose. I don't like the tempo. I don't like the flow. So I'm going to read it. And if you can give me some constructive criticism, I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Let's go. Celeste. I could not be bothered with my sister or her friends. I had better places to be. I left them playing lemonade stand, and without a glance, I ran as quickly as my feet could carry me down a path I had taken so many times I could run it with my eyes closed. The sight of him stole my breath. Dirty, sweaty. One arm raised over his head, sweat dripped from his brow. His skin glistened in the sun as the axe came down, splitting the log perched beneath him. My heart quickened. I wanted him. I needed him. I stayed awake all night to make you a gift, Paulo called out to me. What is it? I yelled back, standing on my tippy toes. My body tingled with excitement. What is it? Come now, you mustn't keep me waiting. It's not fair, I pleaded. He beckoned me with 2 fingers and a devious smile. Irresistible. I slowly sauntered towards him. I wanted to beg him with anticipation for my presence. I wanted him to beg with anticipation for my presence. His arms opened wide, welcoming me inside. My love for you will never die. I am made for you and you are mine for as long as you choose, I said, gazing into Paulo's deep brown eyes. To and from the grave, my heart will be yours. His fingers intertwined with mine. With a gentle pull, he led me to the painted red barn with a rounded peak roof, covered in vine and moss. I had been there 1,000 times. The darkly aged shingles peeked through the lively covering. Tanned wheat wisped from the soil and flowed over the high walls of wood. We entered through the double doors, making up the front of the sturdy building. I can't read today. I failed to contain my excitement. The chances of me keeping my eyes closed was non-existent, despite his insistence that I do so. And there they were, the greatest of gifts, filling my heart's desire. 2, each as lovely as its twin. Cages, rounded at the top, painted with roses of the same color as the barn door red. Each had a small door adorning matching latches, one carved with the feminine symbol and the other symbolizing the masculine. I knew immediately what the contraptions were made for. I laughed with delight, jumped to my feet with applause as he plundered and fell comically while climbing the tree. Okay, sorry. If you had the vision, you would know that I laughed with delight is not indented, so it's like a change of scene within the same chapter. I laughed with delight, jumped to my feet with applause, as he plundered and fell comically by climbing the tree, trying and failing repeatedly to catch the pair of birds. You must catch them for me to prove your love, I said, while clapping my hands together. I fear this task may get the best of me, he said breathlessly as he attempted to ascend the tree for the 3rd time. Well, that's redundant. Whatever, okay. I have an idea. Quick, open the cages, I said, pursing my lips and blowing out a whispered tone. Pursing out my lips and blowing out a whispered tone, I whistled. Period. The first of the 2 birds. I've been working on this all day, and I swear it's just getting worse. Okay. The first of the 2 birds, the dove, landed on my dainty wrist, and I quietly fed her crumbs of bread from our picnic. At once, the raven joined his lover. I took the raven, and Paulo swiftly snatched the dove from my arm. They did not panic until we separated them. Then each called out in loud screeches, flapping their wings frantically as the doors closed shut, sealing their fate. I think maybe they should be together. It feels cruel to separate them, I said. And he looked deeply into my eyes and said, as it feels every evening when I leave your side. I'm tormented for every moment until I'm in your presence again. We are one, this raven and I, eternally in love with you. Paolo said as he leaned in to give me a deep, passionate kiss. I took a moment with my eyes closed to savor the flavor of candy apple that danced on his tongue. Delicious. Then the raven shall stay with me as to ease his pain, and the dove shall stay with you as to ease yours, I responded. We walked slowly and somberly, as if knowing it was wrong, as if knowing this was wrong. Was it or this better? I don't know. This whole chapter is not sitting well with me. So neither said it out loud. Neither of us said it out loud, nor thought to release the birds. No, the thought never entered our imaginations. This crime against nature we had committed together, and we would forever keep the act of a secret between us only, cementing an even deeper bond between us, and that was justification enough. With that, we had robbed Mother Nature of a magnificent wonder, simply, ignorantly, and selfishly. A year followed, and Paolo and the birds spent every free moment. A year followed. Take 87. A year followed, and Paolo and I spent every free moment under the tree, in love, with passion, as this perfection of life could never end. Our hearts light, bellies full. The people of Alexandria lived in a garden of joy, and no one was filled with more joy than Paolo and me. The birds remained apart. I mean, okay, I still have a few more rounds of editing to do on this chapter, or on the whole book, right? But it's a pivotal moment, and it's an important moment in the entire story that they're caging these animals for their pleasure. It's kind of the first time in history. It's definitely not something in their culture that they would do, and the birds are a huge part of the plot of the book, and them being apart and trapped and caged is a huge part of it too. But there's just it doesn't sound good. It doesn't flow good. I don't know. I've spent all day like reworking and revising this, like literally hours on just this tiny little chapter. And I just can't get it to where I like it. And I think I'm going to move on and come back and revisit it. Obviously, I'm going to revisit it with the next round of edits. But I don't know. If you have any help, any suggestions, any critiques, I would love you forever. You'd be my best friend. Well, anyway, thank you so much for joining me for Fantasy Fiction Friday. Join me next week where we'll read something else, probably from this book, maybe from the Ladies of the Lily, depending on how far I get editing this week. Remember, you are valid, you are worthy, and you are loved. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Bye!